Meantime, embattled Congressman Anthony Weiner is speaking out for the first time in days, and once again he is vowing not to resign despite calls from within his own party to quit. 4 days after the married lawmaker admitted to sending lewd photos to women, the questions surrounding the scandal just keep coming. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald is in the newsroom. Tom, what was the representative talking about today?
Well, Sean, you know, the New York Post has landed about what is close to a full-fledged interview that has been conducted with the congressman since his admission on Monday. Now, we're going to play this entire thing for you here, and you're going to hear Anthony Weiner say despite these growing calls for his resignation, he says he is not going to step down. The New York Post caught up with Anthony Weiner as he was trying to get into a car on a New York City street.
Look, I've betrayed a lot of people, and I know it, and I'm trying to get back to work now and, try to make amends to my constituents and, of course, to my family, of course.
Where are you headed today?
I'm going to go back to my community office, try to get some work done.
That's where you're headed now?
I don't know whether to tell you or not, but yes.
But you said you're not planning on resigning.
I'm not.
While Weiner clearly isn't the first politician to be caught up in a sex scandal, it's raised questions over how these things keep happening.
I don't think I scratch my head about it anymore. It seems there's just a level of arrogance that politicians have.
Melanie Sloan is the executive director of Citizens for Ethics and Responsibility in Washington. It's the group that exposed how then-Republican Congressman Mark Foley was sending lewd messages to teenage boys in the House Page program.
Somehow they believe the rules just don't apply to them, and despite what has happened in every other case to every other politician in every other cover-up, they always think somehow it's going to be different for them.
Weiner told the New York Post he is trying to make amends, but would not comment on his wife's reported pregnancy.
As I've said when I spoke at the press conference on Monday, that I exchange inappropriate things with people, and I think that I've now got to deal with those consequences. But I was completely honest on Monday after I hadn't been for a while.
I'm sorry, what was that? That last part?
I said I was completely honest on Monday after I had not been for a while.
What about your wife and the pregnancy? How are you feeling about that?
I have no comment on it.
Do you know if it's a boy or a girl?
See you soon.
And there you have it. In addition to the political power here, there is a big financial incentive for Weiner to hold on to his House seat. Currently, he earns about $174,000 as a U.S. congressman, and while his wife earns between $123,000 and $155,000 as a top aide to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, even if he steps down and the couple's income is cut in half, he would still be able to be eligible for the congressional health care benefit he currently receives and also receive a pension until he reaches the age of 62.
Hey, Fitz, I know you've had an opportunity to talk to some of the Democratic other members of Congress right now. We've heard the leadership sort of distancing themselves from Weiner. Are you hearing from any Democrats out there who are standing behind him or standing with him?
If those people are out there, Sean, they are few and far between right now. Clearly, the House members want to put distance between themselves and this scandal. The House Democratic leader, Nancy Pelosi, has already called for an investigation into this by the House Ethics Committee. Clearly, there are a lot of Democrats out there who do not want to see it to get to that point and would probably welcome it if Anthony Weiner takes care of this himself before it ever gets to that point.
Certainly, especially as we head into this election cycle. Tom Fitzgerald, thank you for the latest.